Hello, this is day 42 of reading one canto of the Divine Comedy every single day. We are on Purgatorio, Canto 8, which I will read from the Longfellow translation before giving some quick comments. "'Twas now the hour that turneth back desire in those who sail the sea, and melts the heart. The day they've said to their sweet friends farewell, and the new pilgrim penetrates with love, if he doth hear from far away a bell that seemeth to deplore the dying day. When I began to make of no avail my hearing, and to watch one of the souls uprisen that begged attention with its hand, it joined and lifted upward both its palms, fixing its eyes upon the orient, as if it said to God, Naught else I care for. Te lucis ante, so devoutly issued forth from its mouth, and with such dulcet notes, it made me issue forth from my own mind. And then the others, sweetly and devoutly, accompanied it through all the hymn entire, having their eyes on the supernal wheels. Here, reader, fix thine eyes well on the truth, for now indeed so subtle is the veil. Surely to penetrate within is easy. I saw that army of the gentle-born thereafterward in silence upward gaze, as if in expectation, pale and humble. And from on high come forth and down descend, I saw two angels with two flaming swords, truncated and deprived of their points. Green as the little leaflets just now born their garments were, which, by their verdant pinions, beaten and blown abroad, they trailed behind. One just above us came to take his station, and one descended to the opposite bank, so that the people were contained between them. Clearly in them discerned I the blond head, but in their faces was the eye bewildered, as faculty confounded by excess. From Mary's bosom both of them have come, Sordello said, as guardians of the valley against the serpent that will come anon. Whereupon I, who knew not by what road, turned round about and closely drew myself, utterly frozen, to the faithful shoulders. And once again, Sordello, now descend we mid the grand shades, and we will speak to them. Right pleasant will it be for them to see you. Only 3 steps, I think, that I descended, and was below, and saw one who was looking only at me, as if he fain would know me. Already now the air was growing dark, but not so that between his eyes and mine it did not show what it before locked up. Towards me he moved, and I towards him did move. Noble Judge Nino! How it me delighted when I beheld thee not among the damned. No greeting fair was left unsaid between us. Then he asked me, How long is it since thou camest o'er the far waters to the mountain's foot? Oh, said I to him, through the dismal places I came this morn, and am in the first life, albeit the other, going thus, I gain. And on the instant my reply was heard, he and Sordello both shrank back from me, like people who are suddenly bewildered. One to Virgilius, and the other turned to one who sat there, crying, Up, Corrado, come and behold what God in grace has willed. Then turned to me, By that especial grace thou owest unto him, who so conceals his own first, wherefore, that it has no ford, then thou shalt be beyond the waters wide. Tell my Giovanna that she pray for me, where answer to the innocent is made. I do not think her mother loves me more, since she has laid aside her wimple white, which she, unhappy, needs must wish again. Through her full easily is comprehended how long in woman lasts the fire of love, if eye or touch do not relight it often. So fair a hatchment will not make for her the viper marshalling the Gillenese afield, as would have made Galura's cock. In this wise spake he, with the stamp impressed upon his aspect, of that righteous zeal which measurably burneth in the heart. My greedy eyes still wandered up to heaven, still to that point where slowest are the stars, even as a wheel the nearest to its axle. And my conductor, Son, what dost thou gaze at up there? And I to him, At those 3 torches, with which this hither pole is all on fire. And he to me, The 4 resplendent stars thou sawest this morning are down yonder low, and these have mounted up to where those were. As he was speaking, to himself Sordello drew him, and said, Lo, there our adversary, and pointed with his finger to look thither. Upon the side on which the little valley no barrier hath, a serpent was, perchance the same which gave to Eve the bitter food. Twixt grass and flowers came on the evil streak, turning at times its head about, and licking its back like to a beast that smooths itself. I did not see, and therefore cannot say, how the celestial falcons 'gan to move, but well I saw that they were both in motion. Hearing the air cleft by their verdant wings, the serpent fled, and round the angels wheeled, up to their stations, flying back alike. The shade that to that judge had near approached when he had called, throughout that whole assault had not a moment loosed its gaze on me. So may the light that leadeth thee on high find in thine own free will as much of wax as needful is up to the highest azure, began it. If some true intelligence of Valdemagra or its neighborhood thou knowest, tell it me, who once was great there. Corrado Malaspina was I called. I'm not the elder, but from him descended. To mine I bore the love which here refineth. Oh, said I unto him, through your domains I never passed, but where is there a dwelling throughout all Europe where they are not known? That fame which doeth honor to your house proclaims its signors and proclaims its land, so that he knows of them who ne'er was there. And, as I hope for heaven, I swear to you your honored family in naught abates the glory of the purse and of the sword. It is so privileged by use and nature that though a guilty head may misguide the world, soul it goes right and scorns the evil way. And he, now go, for the sun shall not lie 7 times upon the pillow which the ram with all his 4 feet covers and bestrides, before that such a courteous opinion shall in the middle of thy head be nailed with greater nails than of another's speech, unless the course of justice standeth still. Right, so night actually falls, at which point 2 angels come down. They're bearing broken flaming swords and wearing green, which according to Mark Musa, the color green symbolizes hope. And the burning swords, that's kind of reminiscent of the Garden of Eden, where as soon as Adam and Eve were banished from Eden, an angel with a flaming sword comes to guard the entrance so that none can enter. Also, kind of hearkening back to the Genesis story, the serpent shows up. Dante says maybe it's the very same one that tempted Eve in the garden. But, I'm not sure how the serpent can both be a serpent and also be the devil, especially when we've seen the devil. He's fixed in place. Can he be in 2 places at once? I don't know. That's beyond me. But nevertheless, he's there, and he's there to, I don't know what he's there to do. But the angels chase him away, and that's their job. They guard the souls ready for purgatory throughout the night. All right. The song that is sung just before night by all of the souls there in purgatory is Te Lucis ante terminum, which is it's a hymn from Compline, which is the prayer that monks sing before bed. It comes out basically to you, God, before the end of the day, and then it's a song of thanksgiving and praise. Also, Sordello fixes his eyes on the east, it says, on the Orient, as if he has no other thought than of God. And what's important about that is that, you may not have known this, but all churches are supposed to face the east. Why? Because the east is considered the direction of God, the direction of Christ. Why? Because it's where the sun rises from. You remember what I said about the sun, how it represents God's grace and also represents Jesus rising from the dead. Whereas the west is the direction in which the sun sets, and therefore it's associated with darkness, with evil. Not the lands in those directions, obviously, but just, the horizons themselves. Also, speaking of the stars and things in the heavens, Dante notices 3 new stars. The 4 stars that he saw early in the morning are gone. The 4 that represented the 4 cardinal virtues. And now there are 3 in their place, which, of course, if you remember my explanation of the 4 stars, then you may remember that there are also, in addition to the 4 cardinal virtues, 3 theological virtues, which you cannot attain by yourself. Those come through the grace of Jesus Christ. And those are faith, hope, and charity. And so that's what's represented by these three. Why are they, opposite in opposite hemispheres from the four cardinal virtues? I don't know. They're not actually opposed to each other. Once you leave Earth, they're all in the sky. You're not missing any of them. But I think that it's significant that they show themselves up in the sky now, at night, when the souls must wait before ascending purgatory any further. Because again, those virtues are something that you are reliant upon God to receive. And in the same way, these souls are reliant upon God's grace to ascend, reliant upon others to reduce the amount of time that they have to wait there. And so it kind of fits in with the theme of total non-reliance on self. That's all for today, though. I'll see you tomorrow.